Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lawrence Wong, and I'll be counting down with you to the 2020 Singapore Book Awards live show on the 13th of August, 4 p.m. And here are the finalists for the Best Book Cover Design. You ready? Let's go.
The finalists for Best Book Cover Design are The Angel Tiger and Other Stories, designed by Liak Yuan Ying, published by Epigram Books.
Hi everyone, my name is Isday. I'm the senior graphic designer in Epigram. I'm excited to find out that The Angel Tiger and Other Stories by Barry Sherwood has been nominated for the Best Book Cover Design for this year's Singapore Book Awards. On behalf of Epigram, the design team, and everyone who have worked hard for this book, I would like to thank the Singapore Book Awards and the Singapore Book Publishers Association for this nomination. Epigram is all about creating good design that get our readers to emotionally invest in the book. So we truly appreciate this nomination. Thank you once again, and thank you for the support.
The Best of Junji Ito Short Story Collection, designed by Junji Ito, published by Shogakukan Asia.
Thank you for shortlisting this book as one of the best cover design this year. On behalf of our team, I will say thank you to the committee. I'm Busho Kajiya, the director of Shogakukan Asia. Shogakukan Asia is a leading publisher of English edition manga and comics based in Singapore. Our parent company, Shogakukan Inc., is one of the top publishing house of manga and other publications in Japan. With annual publications of more than 60 magazines, 9,000 books, 13,000 manga comics, and 4,000 DVD. Our headquarters has already 98 years history since established. Junji Ito is a Japanese horror mangaka, one of the most famous horror mangaka in the industry. He is respected as an artist not only in the US but also in Europe. In 2019, Ito received Eisner Award for his manga adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The Best of Junji Ito short story collection includes 10 of his short stories as selected exclusively, accompanied with a gallery of 6 color illustrations. Presented in its original form for the first time in English, the lavish deluxe-sized anthology comics with full color sections. We expect all readers to enjoy the legendary illustrations and storyline with us. Okay, let's look at the book cover. This artwork is from the story of Vanishing Venus. If you flip over the book jacket, you will see a similar image at the outside cover, but they have a different face expression. In addition, the inner cover is from the story, The Tragic Tale of the Family Pillar. I will introduce this story, The Enigma of the Amigala Fort. A huge earthquake has struck an unnamed prefecture, leaving a fort to be discovered by the people on the Amigala mountain. People from all over Japan including a team of scientists, arrive at the mountain to see the strange sight for themselves. Thank you for your support. We hope to promote growing interest and knowledge in the Japanese arts and culture through our manga and other publications.
Singapore 1819, A Living Legacy. Designed by Noreha Sayuti. Published by Talisman Publishing.
Hello everybody, this is Kenny Teng. Singapore 1819, A Living Legacy was a huge challenge to write because there had been so many other people writing about this subject of Singapore heritage. So I really wondered what new perspectives I could bring to this particular subject. I knew immediately that I wanted to sort of approach Singapore heritage from a very fresh perspective, and so I decided to do two things. The first was to make sure that this book presented a comprehensive view of heritage. So it would include all kinds of heritage, from built heritage, buildings and sites, to intangible cultural heritage, heritage related to communities, rituals and practices, to collections in museums, and also to natural heritage. The other perspective that I felt I brought to this particular book was to consider these aspects of Singapore heritage from the perspective of Singapore being a globally oriented, cosmopolitan, multicultural, Asian port city. And what this meant is that I took these aspects of local heritage, sometimes aspects that we very much take for granted, and I dived deep to explore where these aspects of our heritage come from. What were their origins? We tend to think of heritage as extremely localized, that their roots are bound by the borders of Singapore as an island. But because we are an island, and a very small island, naturally, actually, everything that makes up our DNA more or less comes from somewhere else. So I hope that the reader, in reading Singapore 1819, finds him or herself considering Singapore and Singapore heritage and his or her own identity in a new light. So the title of the book, Singapore 1819, was decided upon for two reasons. The first was slightly more opportunistic. I had taken a very long time to finish the book, and my publisher came around to sort of hurry me because 2019, the commemoration of the bicentennial, or the setting up of the trade settlement of Singapore in 1819 was coming up, and this became a very good opportunity to publish and launch the book. And so we decided that even though the book looked at the heritage of Singapore based on a historical timeline of some 700 years, we would go with Singapore 1819 as the title. To me personally, Singapore 1819 as the title actually missed a question mark, because part of the goal of writing this book for me was to question this implicit agreement that we learned from school that Singapore's history and heritage begins in 1819. It does not. And a lot of recent developments, particularly in archaeology, has proved that we have had a far longer history. So really the title should also be read out as a question. Singapore 1819? I think not. It was in that same spirit that we decided on the image for the book cover. We chose a very old and one of the earliest images of the Singapore River, because that has been a constant in Singapore for hundreds of years, even before the British came here to today. So again, there's that sort of duality here in that part of the book and its design was a question of how much of the legacy of 1819 still remains with us today. At the same time, because the focus is the Singapore River and Fort Canning in the distance, it is also implicitly to sort of tell the reader that our history does not begin in 1819. In particular, the Singapore River and Fort Canning has a history and tangible archaeological record that goes all the way back to the 14th century. The book can be found in all major bookstores in Singapore, and I hope you enjoy the experience of reading it. Thank you very much.
And those are the finalists for today. We'd like to wish them the very best of luck. To know the winners of this category, join us on the 13th of August, 4 p.m. right here at the Singapore Book Publishers Association Facebook page. I would like to also ask you to join me next Monday to know the finalists for the Best Education title. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lawrence Wong. Have yourselves a great weekend.
All shortlisted titles in Singapore Book Awards 2020 are available on Amazon. Get your copy now.